Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a tier ranking for you guys, my end of the year wrap up if you will, because let me tell you, I've tried to film this video twice before this. She wasn't wanting to be filmed. The first time my camera needed to be charged, so I stopped, and then by the time I was gonna restart it was too long, so I restarted. And then when I tried to film it 2 days ago, I filmed it in slow motion, and that got me. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna try again tomorrow. I didn't film yesterday, so we're trying again today, and I'm doing it the easy way. I'm tier ranking because this is easy and I feel like this won't make me cry when it's finished. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I will let you know. I'm not gonna go into depth about any of these books. That would take way too long, and I am kind of un poquito on a time crunch, so we're not going in depth on any of these books. I will tell you what I rated it, and then the tiers will speak for themselves about whether I liked the books or not. But let me put my screen recording on so that you guys can see what I'm looking at down here. Okay, so my tiers. Bottom tier is just no. Those are books that I would not recommend to anyone and that I didn't enjoy. So those are the lowest of the lows of the books that I read this year. Then we have I'd Rather Not. Those books are books that are generally loved, everyone else loves them, and then I just don't. It's a me problem. I'd rather not, but I know a lot of people would. And then we have You Were Cute. You did what you were supposed to do. You were cute. You just weren't amazing, but you were cute, you know? It's gonna be 3 stars, you know? Books that were just okay. And then You Kinda Ate. These are gonna be 3.75s and ups, books that I really liked but weren't top tier for me, you know? But they were close to it. You kinda ate with that one, but not enough to be top tier. Get it? And then last tier is I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog. I think that is self-explanatory. We know how I feel about Latte. We know how I feel about her. So if I love you as much as I love my dog, you're doing great things. So I have all 75 books on here, and now I'm just gonna rank them for you guys. And hopefully this doesn't take too long because I don't have the time for it. Okay. First book is the first book that I read of 2024, and that was Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I'm gonna put this book in You Kinda Ate. It was good, guys. It was really good. I rated this a 4.5, or maybe it was a 4. I don't remember. The ratings are gonna change. Whatever I say now is the real rating, and I really liked this. It is the first darker romance that I read, and I really enjoyed it, guys. This also helps that it's a Lion King retelling, and that is one of my favorite movies in the entire world. So yes, You Kinda Ate. Ruthless Vows. I feel like this is gonna be a hot take, but I'm gonna put it in I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog because I do love that book. I liked it more than Divine Rivals just because we got more actual fantasy, and it wasn't as much romance. If I'm gonna read a fantasy book, I want a fantasy book. Even though it is considered romantasy, I want more fantasy, and that's what I was wanting in Divine Rivals. I loved the romance, don't get me wrong, but I did crave a little bit more fantasy in there. Okay, so that's why that's there. Oh, and I rated that originally 4.75, but I think I'm bumping it up to a 5, guys. I think I'm doing that. The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I'm putting this in You Were Cute. It was cute. Very spicy. It was cute. Yeah, I gave it a 4, and I'm sticking with it. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I'm gonna put this in You Were Cute. It was cute. It was a hockey romance. I just feel whenever I read a hockey romance, they're kind of repeats of each other, and I read this after I already read a couple already, and I feel that's my fault, because it was just so like repetitive. All hockey romances are kind of the same to me, not gonna lie. So yeah, Curse of the Wolf King. I'm gonna put this in You Kinda Ate. This actually prompted me to watch Beauty and the Beast for the first time I read this. Fun fact. And I really liked it. And I also really like this book. I like fantasy books that have to do with like fairies and stuff. I really enjoy it. So I really liked that book. I gave it a 4.25. Yeah. Room by Emma Donoghue. Just no. Just don't do it, guys. Don't do that to yourself. I'm begging you. Just don't do it. I gave it a 1.5, and that might be generous. So next, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I'm gonna put this in You Kinda Ate. I would put it in I Love You As Much As My Dog, but I don't. So I'm not gonna put it there. But I do think that it's not, I feel like it's above You Kinda Ate, but not and I Love You As Much As My Dog. So I need to preface that. I give this a 4.75. The ending is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. The ending is weird, and it will definitely turn some people off to the book. It definitely turned me off to the book, but not enough for me to like not read the rest of the series, because you will see 2 other books from the series on this list. But I did really enjoy it. It's very action-packed. It's just the ending, y'all. It's just really just the ending. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog. I ate this book up. First of all, if a thriller book gets me, it's already gonna be rated high because you made me feel like I was stupid. And that's what I like to see in thriller books. But also like the setting, the characters, just so much that went into this book that just made this book the amazing piece of art that it is. And I did rate this a 5-star, and it is a 5-star. Flawless by Elsie Silver. You were cute. You were cute. Like it did. I feel like it's lower than You Were Cute, but I wouldn't put it, and I'd rather not. Like I know what books I'm putting in there. But Flawless, like I guess it was cute. It's my least favorite of the series. Let me just say that now. I don't know. I felt like it was just pure physical attraction, and there wasn't any real like emotional attraction. But that's just me. I know so many people who disagree with me. So, to each their own. Heartless by Elsie Silver. I'm gonna put this in You Kinda Ate because I thought for sure this was gonna be my favorite book of the series. I was wrong, but I was so close. I love a single father, single mother, single parent trope, and this did everything that it needed to do for me. I don't know why I didn't rate this a 5-star, but it's still to this day it's not a 5-star. It's a 4.5. It just doesn't give me those 5-star feels, but I did really enjoy it. But I will tell you guys, all of these books, all of them, spice to the max. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. You were cute. I liked it. I wouldn't reread it, but it was cute and I liked it, and I would recommend it to people. It was kind of hard for me to get through. I think it was just the writing style, and usually I could read any writing style and be fine, but for some reason this writing style, I don't know what was going on. It was a me problem. It was a me problem. But I rated that a 3.5. Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog. It was so good. It was such a difference in romance books, because we see so many romance books where it's toxic, and this one was so healthy. They communicated, they acted like grown adults, like, and I think that's why there wasn't any like conflict in the book, because they communicated and they acted like adults and they did what adults do, and they fixed their problems. So I gave this a 5-star. I'm definitely rereading this at some point, and I have other books by her, and I can't wait to read them because it was just so good. It was just so good. So yes, I love that book as much as I love my dog. I've talked about it, and I will continue to. Carrie Soda's Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love you as much as I love my dog. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid in general. The lowest book that I've rated her books is a 4.5. So as you can see, she's one of my favorite authors. I love her and I loved this book. Now, this is not my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book. My favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book is probably her least, not her least popular, but I think this is kind of a mix, because I personally, my favorite is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I feel like that's not anyone's favorite. But Taylor Jenkins Reid, or Carrie Soda's Back, is a close second. It's just so good. It's just so good. It made me want to be a tennis player. And let me tell you, I'm not good at tennis. Like those tennis units in gym, embarrassed myself. But I would be a tennis player after reading this book. It made me really want to go on and learn. I didn't, but it made me want to. And if you can make me want to go out and learn something, you're doing something right. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. You kinda ate. Actually, no, you kinda ate. You were okay. So maybe I should put it, no, you kinda ate, because it's a 4.75. It's very, very close to being a 5-star. I just thought it was a bit predictable. But it's Riley Sager, and I love that man's writing, so you kinda ate. ASAP by Axio. I love it as much as I love my dog. It's so good. It's so good. If you love K-dramas and K-pop and Korean culture, there is a dragonfly outside my window. Anyway, if you love those things, read this book because it's so good. It's so good, and I feel it's so much deeper than that, and it's a young adult, but I feel like it reads a little bit older. Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. If I'm saying I love it as much as I love my dog, any books in this tier you guys need to read. You need to. City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. You were cute. You were cute. I give this book a 4-star. It was nice. It had a lot of action, but one character that I did not like is in this book way too much for my liking. And that really just brought it down for me. So, that's why it's there. The Night Shift by Annie Crown. Annie Crown. I think that's who that's by. I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure it's by Annie Crown. You kinda ate. Like, it did what it needed to do. This was a 5-star, but I don't love it as much as I love my dog. But it was a 5-star. This book was just a fun, fluffy book, and I think that's what I needed at the time. And I think we need to be okay with people just giving books 5 stars purely for the vibes of the book and because the book was fun. Not because it's a great, amazing book and the writing is amazing and this book is way better than every other book. No, I think we need to be okay with people just giving things a 5-star because they feel like it's a 5-star and not because it's the greatest book in the world. And that's why I give this a 5-star. Because it was just fun. And I needed fun at the time, and it did what I needed it to do. Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I'd rather not. I know so many people who like this book. In fact, so Ellen Catherine, who is a YouTuber that I love to watch, me and her have very similar book tastes, I feel, and she loved this book. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna read it because I'm gonna love it. No, I was sorely mistaken because I did not like it at all. Not even a little bit. This book, you would think because they knew each other prior that they would have some type of like emotional connection. No, I didn't feel it at all personally. I just thought it was pure physical, and like they literally could not have one conversation without their hands being on each other. Like, guys, can we just sit down and talk? Maybe no. Okay. But yeah, I'd rather not. No. In the Weeds by B.K. Borson. I love it as much as I love my dog. Guys, it's just so good. I don't think I have anything bad to say about this book. It is a one night stand. It is not technically, well, kind of forced proximity, second chance romance, small town. Guys, if you have not read the series, please read it. I personally rated the first book a 4.5, but the last three, you'll see where they end up in this list. It was just really good. I love a small town romance, and also because one of the main characters is a character of color, also played into that role, but it was really good. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. You kind of ate with that one. I read this book on my mom's birthday, so it's kind of vivid to me. I rated this a 4 or a 4.5, one of the two. Really cute, really loved it. I also love reading books about people who are in healthcare, whether it's like with animals, with people. Healthcare in general really just interests me. So our main character is a doctor, and it's small town, its opposites attract, and I loved seeing their story and how they kind of like incorporate each other into their very, very different lives, and it was just, it made my heart warm, guys. It really did. It made my heart warm. Then we have The Riley Effect by Nicole Marie. Yeah, I love it as much as I love my dog, and my dog is primarily the reason why I love this book. Because one, this book really centers on this dog that these two characters are taking care of, but also I just felt very connected to this book for like very personal reasons. I see myself a lot in one of the main characters, and like she's a college student, I'm a college student. She is an animal science major, and she has very severe social anxiety, which is me, and I just felt very seen in that way. So the reasons why I love this book and why this book is a 5-star for me can be very different, and my like the way I received this book could be very different from other people, because my feelings toward this book is very specific and personal to me. So yeah. Powerless by Elsie Silver. You were cute. In fact, Flawless and Powerless are kind of on the same level for me. Powerless was rated a little bit higher, but they are very much on the same level for me, because I also felt like it's kind of how I feel about Behind the Net. It felt very physical to me, even though they had a past. It felt very physical, and I just don't know how I feel about that. But I know so many people who love this book. This is just personally not my favorite of the series. 1922 by Stephen King. Just know, and that hurts my heart to say, y'all know I love me some Stephen King, so the fact that I'm saying no to this book hurts my heart. But it was just not good. It was not good. The book is so small. 120 something pages, and I felt like it was too long, and I think that says enough. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it, and I would not recommend any of you guys to read that book ever. Read his other books, just not that one. You can skip it. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Do I love it as much as I love my dog? I'm gonna put it at you kinda ate. Now here's the thing. All the Christina Laurens have been a 5-star. All of their books have been 5 stars for me. But this one, there's one book that I recently read by them that will go in a different category, but this one, because they're so similar to each other, I feel like I can't put them in the same category because I have very different feelings about them. But I do love this book, and I like it more than I like Love in Other Words. Those are fighting words, huh? Okay. Oh, This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I'm gonna put this in You Kinda Ate. The romance in this book was super cute. There were also autistic characters in this book, and I personally have an autistic friend, and I have an autistic god brother, so seeing characters like that really hits me in a different way. Also, I love seeing a Black love story. I do. And the romance was just really cute. They're very deep romances and very real romances, stuff that you would see in real life, and it's kind of not like bizarre. So yes, you ate with that one, Miss Kennedy Ryan. And then Almond by Won Pyung Shun. I love you as much as I love my dog. This book taught me so much about myself, my emotions, other people's emotions, how kind of like sensitive you need to be with people's emotions, because you never know what is going on, you know, and how kind of showing their emotions could take a toll on someone else, and how hard that could be for someone else. It just taught me a lot. It was a very beautiful book, a very heartwarming book, and I think it would do well for a lot of people to read this, because it does teach a lot. Like, the book is not even that long, and I have so many tabs in this book, so like it taught me a lot, and I just love this book. I really do. We then have The Name Drop by Susan Lee. I'm gonna put this in You're Cute because I have read Soulmates by Susan Lee, and I do like that book more, I think, but this book was really good. I gave it a 4.5, and super cute. I loved it. How would I recommend it? It takes place in New York, so if y'all like New York books, read it. It also is young adult, so if you don't like young adult, I think I would still try it. It doesn't read super young, so just try it. It was really cute, and the cover art is beautiful. So yeah. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I love you as much as I love my dog. Yeah, that series was so good, and it took me so long to read this book, but it's so good. The magic system, the found family, just everything that happens is very, very high fantasy, but not to the point where it's gonna be like confusing for you to like read it and grasp what it is that you're reading. It's really good. It's really good. Just give it a chance. The books are very intimidating. They're very intimidating, but I would just say just give it a chance. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I have my own feelings about this book, and they kind of don't align with anyone else's feelings. Here's my thing about this book. We have these they're grown characters that act like literal children. They act like they're younger than me. I'm gonna be 20 this year. They act like they're like 17. Please get it together, please. Our main character, Magnolia, so self-centered. Like, all the attention has to be on her, or else nothing is going right in the world. Girl, you're like 24. Please get it together. The relationship is toxic and not romantic at all in my eyes, so I don't know why people are saying like, oh my gosh, this is so romantic, oh my gosh, they care for each other so much. Are we reading the same book? Because I don't think we are. I don't know. I personally did not like this at all, but I know of so many people who love this book. So I'm thinking it's a me problem. I'm thinking so, but I am going to continue the series because I think I will like Daisy Hates more than I like Magnolia. So we'll see, but I'd rather not with this. Yeah. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I love you as much as I love my dog. I have talked so much about this book because it's not even, I was about to say a feel-good book. Actually, it doesn't make me feel good at all. It's really sad. It's a really triggering book, I think, for a lot of people. But it's a very beautiful book. The romance and the relationships created in the book, I think is very beautiful and very strong and very deep. And because of that, I love it so much, because it is very complex. But yeah, I would recommend this, but I would say to check your trigger warnings. So yeah. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I also love that book a lot, but not as much as I love my dog. This book was also a 5-star, just like Bunny 13. But I think Binding 13 just hit me more than Archer's Voice did. Archer's Voice hit me. I will tell you, it did hit me. The story is very complex and very deep and very emotional. And I did love it. I love the characters. I usually always love the characters, and it is a small town romance, so you kind of really get to know the characters. But yeah, you kind of ate with that one. Actually, you really ate with that one, but that's not a tier, so you kind of ate in this case. Felix Ever After. You were cute. You were cute. Like, honestly, you were cute. I didn't like the main character in this book, so it's very hard for me to, it's a 3.5. It's very hard for me to rate it anything higher than that. Just because I didn't like the main character. In fact, I really didn't like him. But I think that it is a very important book for young kids who are kind of questioning themselves, because this is a young adult book. I think it's a very important book for young kids to have access to in case they are like questioning themselves and wanting to learn more. I think this is a very good book and a very powerful book. I just personally, first of all, I don't think I was the target audience because I think I'm too old, and also I am not like Felix in any way. It was cute. I liked it for the most part. Yeah. One Last Step by Casey McQuiston. You were cute. I gave it a 4.25. It was cute, but I just like her other books more, and that's okay. There was a lot of magical realism, and I knew that. There was some. I just didn't. I think my brain was telling me that it was gonna be something different. In fact, it was telling me it was gonna be something different, so I wasn't expecting what I got. I still don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was cute. Andre and Santi were here. You kind of ate with that one, Johnny. You did. I really liked that book. Andre and Santi, their stories individually and together are very emotional. Very emotional. There's a lot of emotionally taxing things that happen in this book that kind of make you scared for your life. Just kind of the situations that they have to go through are very scary situations. But the fact that they kind of stick with each other throughout it all is beautiful in itself. Be Treated by Emily Henry. You kind of ate with that one. Let me fix that. You kind of ate. I really did like this book. Was it a 5-star? 4.5. It was cute, and I was very surprised because I did not like book lovers at all. So the fact that I really liked this surprised me because I didn't think I was gonna like her writing, but I did like this, and it was nice. It was a nice little read for me. I don't think I really have to tell you guys about this book because I think everyone knows about this book, but you kind of ate. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. You kind of ate. I do really like this book. This book is a 4.75, but I don't love it as much as I love my dog, who just opened my door and came in here. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi, sweet girl? Oh, yes. She's the reason why the top tier was made. But yes, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I really like this book. I personally am not a fan of like the unreliable narrator, but in this case, I really did. Like, he did something that made me like an unreliable narrator. So he did something right. But yeah, and the twist got me. I wasn't expecting that at all. Not at all. I feel really dumb when I read thriller books that like get me, but like I feel like that's the point. Like, if you can't make me feel like I'm stupid, then you're not doing it right. Not at all. Reckless by Elsie Silver. I love you as much as I love my dog. Yup. Theo. Theo. If you're watching this, you're not, because you're not a real person. But yes. Yes. This is surprise pregnancy, accidental pregnancy, which is one of my favorite tropes. And I feel like everyone hates that trope, but me? Not me. Not I. I love that. And I loved this book, Theo, The Man That You Are. And I love Winter. I feel like she was so hated on. Give her a break, please. Please. I love them. I love them. I love this book. I love their child. I love their dog. This book just had no no cons for me, no cons. So if you guys can't tell, this was my favorite book of that series. Absolutely. The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I'm gonna put this in You Kind of Ate, because they did kind of eat. Like, this book was not rated as high as the other book. This was rated a 4.5. Yeah, only half a point lower, but it is lower nonetheless. But guys, this was also really good. I really liked this book. It was a lot more politics, and I love a politic-y book. I love either a lot of politics or a lot of action in books. Yeah, and this book had a lot of politics. The thing that kind of like threw me off, not threw me off, but like lowered the rating, is that it felt very repetitive, and it felt like a filler book. Not gonna lie, for a lot of it felt like a filler book, because you were kind of repeating the same thing over and over, which I understand because of how the first book ended. You could only do so much with the second book. But with that being said, it was 4.5, and Brandon Sanderson ate with this one. Every Summer After. You were cute. You were cute. I enjoyed it. It was nice. I liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it, because I know a lot of people did. I don't know if it was this book that they didn't like, or if it was the second book that they didn't like, but I liked this a lot more than I was expecting to like it. So yeah, a lot of people says it reminds them of Love and Other Words, and I get that, but I don't agree for the most part. It does not give me Love and Other Words. Like, it's very like simple things, very like common things that I think people are getting reminded of Love and Other Words. It reminds me of another book, a certain Jenny Han series. So take with that what you will. But yeah, I don't get Love and Other Words. I get something else. Leave the World Behind by Ramona Lam. Just no. Just no. I rated this book a 1.5, and I feel like that is generous. I did not like this book, not even a little bit, not at all. It was not good for me. It was boring. The plot twist didn't twist like it was supposed to. It didn't get me, and the movie was boring. It was just not good. It was boring and not good. So if you're planning on reading this book, don't waste your time. Or you can ignore me and waste your time if you want to, because at the end of the day, it's your decision. But if you were looking for my opinion, I'd say don't do it. Next, The Club by Ellery Lloyd. Just know, this book was a 2, and that was very, very generous of me, because it's a 1.5 now, and that is still generous of me, because once again, like, I read these books back to back. Boring, guys, boring. The ending was not good, just like the other one. It was boring. There was no plot twist. I'm just like, I don't know. All I know is that both of these books are getting out of my library in my room. They're leaving because I didn't like them, and I would not recommend reading them. But maybe I'll try another book from these authors. These ones just didn't hit. So yeah. Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Honestly, I'm gonna put all of the memoirs and I Love You As Much As My Dogs, because I love all memoirs. I feel like everyone can learn something from a memoir, and every memoir I read, I do learn something. I also do not write memoirs. I think it's kind of insensitive to write someone's story, someone's very real story. So I don't do that. But Chanel Miller's memoir, I would recommend to anyone. It was really well written, and it was very, all memoirs are deep in my opinion, but this one, I think just because of what surrounds it, I think it's very emotional, and I loved it. I love it almost as much as the dog that's sitting right next to me. It was real good. Then we have Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. I don't think anyone is surprised that is going into I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog, because I love this man's writing. It's so good, guys. It's so good. Yeah, I loved it. It made me cry like all of his other books have. It was just really good, and I can't really tell you much about it because it's the second book in a series, but I will tell you to check your trigger warnings if you do plan on reading this book, because it is very, very emotionally taxing. So there's that. But we know how I feel about Us Against You and the Beartown characters. We know. Then I have Billy Summers by Stephen King. You Kinda Ate. I don't love you as much as I love my dog. I feel like that is reserved for it by Stephen King. But I do love you very much, and I feel like I needed another tier between I love you as much as my dog and You Kinda Ate, because this one would be in that one. I really loved it. I really loved kind of like, it's very much a character study and not like a thriller or anything. Very much a character study on our main character, Billy Summers. And I think it was very different because you don't see many people do a character study on a hired assassin, and you wouldn't think that you would like care that much about it, but I don't know, he really humanized him. And I really liked it. I liked seeing kind of like what goes on in his brain after he does this, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a 5-star, as every Stephen King book is but one. Everything by Nicole Yoon. You were cute. You were cute. I enjoyed you. It brought back a lot of nostalgic feelings for me because I watched this movie and read this book so long ago. I got this book in 10th grade, guys. 10th grade. I am going to be, literally in August, I will be a junior in college. That's crazy. So yeah, I've had this for a long time, so it just brought back a lot of nostalgic feelings for me, and for that I rated it a 3.5. But I don't think I'll ever reread it, but I think it did what it needed to do for me. Almost finished. We're almost done. The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. I love you as much as I love my dog. It's so deep. I feel like I need to find other words. It's so deep. I love the book, and I feel like it's Mariana Zapata books are so much more than their romance, and you get to really know these characters and them on their own and their struggles on their own, rather than just them together. And I really appreciate that. And this book related to me in a lot of different ways, just kind of with like the familial dynamics that were shown in this book. But I really loved it. This book is in fact in a reading vlog. If you want to see my actual opinions on it, you should go watch that. I don't remember which one it is, but y'all should go watch it. Normal People by Sally Rooney. You were cute. Now, I personally, a lot of people say this is a romance. It's not a romance. Don't call it that. It's not a romance. No. But for what it is, a literary fiction with a romance subplot that is very toxic and should not be told to children that it's a romance, it was really good. It was really good. I feel like it teaches people a lot about red flags and how keeping something that is not beneficial to you or the other person could really be damaging to yourself and that other person. Clock it. So, yes. The Reappearance of Rachel Price. You were cute. You were cute. This is the first Holly Jackson book that I read. I did give it a 4.25. It was cute, but she ate, but like, I don't want to put her in that category. I don't want to. And I didn't love it as much as I love my dog, but it was really good. The pacing was just really weird, and I don't know if is that like a thing for Holly Jackson, because you'll see I read another book by her and I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, I feel like her pacing is weird, but maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. I love you as much as I love my dog. I love this one because they had like Spanish sentences in this book. I love to speak Spanish, guys. First of all, I love learning languages and I love Spanish. So it was really cool to see that in the book. It was really cool. And also Caleb, he brought her a croissant. No, he brought her a breakfast sandwich to work every morning. That's so cute. That's so cute. So, and Layla's a baker. Like, am I wrong, or was this book made for me? It was. It was. Then we have, oh, I rated that a 5-star, in case anyone was wondering. I did. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I love you as much as I love my dog, and I'm really mad at myself that it took me so long to read this, but I will always thank V. I will. She's my friend, and I will always thank her for making me read this book and choosing this for my TBR, because I don't think I would have read it otherwise, and I would have this amazing 5-star sitting on my shelves. It's so good, and I love it, and I love the movie, which is why I don't understand why I waited so long, because I loved the movie. I still love the movie, and the book is so much better. Like, oh my goodness. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I don't know. But it was a 5-star, and I love it as much as I love my dog. Yeah. Now we have The Deal of a Lifetime by Frederick Bachman. It is indeed like a 66-page novella, but I love it as much as I love my dog, and I cried, guys. It's embarrassing how I always cry at this man's books, but I do. They hit me so hard. They really do. And this one is about like a kid and his father and their relationship, and I don't know. It got me. It got me. I'm emotional just thinking about it. It really did. So let's move on, because I don't cry. The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Honestly, I want to put it in I'd Rather Not, but I feel like I should put it in You're Cute. But I feel it's more I'd Rather Not, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. I'm gonna be so incredibly honest. I honestly didn't really like this book. The reason why the book is a 3.5 is because of the ending and because of what I assume the second book is going to be like. And I think that the second book is not going to be so much about this romance between Avery and the two brothers, and I think it's going to definitely focus more on the mystery, which I'm hoping. I have the second book. I will read the second book, and that will determine if I continue on with the series, because I felt like the first book was definitely more romance than was mystery. Like, I thought this was supposed to be a mystery thriller. I thought that's what this was supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be a mystery, and that's not what I was getting from it at all. I was definitely getting a lot of romance, and it was a love triangle, and we know I do not like love triangles. I hate love triangles. They stress me out, and I just want everyone to be happy, and someone's gonna be unhappy with a love triangle. So there is that. But yeah, I also am not a huge fan of Avery. I love Alexander. I do. Or not Alexander. Well, is his full name Alexander, or is it just Xander? Whatever it is, that's my favorite character, Xander. I love him. He's so cute. So Xander, and then like the other two brothers, Hawthorne brothers, besides the oldest one, like he's not really like very much in the book, so I don't really have an actual opinion on him, but the other two, they kind of annoy me. And the reason why they annoy me is very much because of Avery. So I'm going to put that in I'd Rather Not. I'm going to continue on with the series, but if that was a standalone, it would be lower. That's all I'm going to say. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm going to put this in I Love You as Much as I Love My Dog. It was so good. This is my favorite Emily Henry book so far. And I don't know, I think it's just because of all the dynamics of this book. There were so many layers to this book, because you have our main character with the guy, I don't remember their names. I can remember plots of books so well, but ask me a character's name and all my knowledge is out the window. But we have our main character with the guy, then we have the guy with his friends, and then we have the girl with their friends, and then we have the girl with her parents, then we have the guy with his parents. So many different dynamics in this book that I think made me like it as much as I did. Then we have the girl with all the gifts. I'm gonna put this in I'd rather not. Now, honestly, it's above I'd rather not, but it's not, in my opinion, good enough to be in You Were Cute. So I'm putting it in I'd rather not because it was just boring. It wasn't as good as the movie, in my opinion. And the ending was just not good to me. The ending will really make or break my rating. I'm not gonna lie. That's why a lot of these books, these thriller books, are not rated very high because the ending sucks. So, forewarning. The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. Like I said, I'm putting all memoirs up here. But also I learned a lot about Britney Spears and people. People suck. I would say if you already have kind of like preconceived notions and like thoughts about Britney Spears, please read her memoir because people are like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. You're wrong. But yeah, I love this memoir and I will read it, and I did tab it. It was really good. Next book, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Oh, hello? Okay, I'm gonna put that in You Kinda Ate. I really liked this book. I was expecting their first meeting to be horrible, and it wasn't. It was actually kind of cute. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be, but I really liked this book. It was really cute. I gave it a 4.25. Yeah, it was just a cute little basic romance, and yeah, but it did have some magical realism, which definitely made the book a lot more fun, in my opinion. We then have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I'm gonna put that in I'd rather not. Yeah, this is a hot take, I know. I did not like this book. I thought, one, it was a young adult, so it read very young to me. Two, I did not like our main character at all. Not even a little bit. Not at all. I just didn't like it. And then it was so predictable. I don't know. I just didn't like it, and I genuinely feel like I was reading a different book than everyone else. Like, I genuinely feel like that. Because everyone, like, rants and raves about this book, like, talking about how good it is, how cute the romance is, how amazing the characters are, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, I'd rather not, but I know a lot of people would. Daydream by, I was about to say by B.K. Borison, by Hannah Grace. I love this book as much as I love my dog. I do. Once again, this has a neurodivergent character, and I love seeing neurodivergent characters in books, just because I have people in my life that are, so it's nice to see them being represented in a book. And also because I just felt so attached to these characters. I wish I was close to the book so I can show you how many tabs I have in that book. I feel so connected to these characters. I don't think I've ever felt so connected to characters besides in like the Riley effect. I don't think I've ever like been this attached and seen myself so much in two characters, like two romance characters at the same time, the male and the female. I don't know. It was just very, very crazy to me. It was very endearing to me to be able to like connect two characters like that. So yeah, once again, the reason why I may love this book could be very different from the reasons why other people may hate this book or love this book. It's very personal and specific to me. Business Casual by B.K. Borison. I love this book as much as I love my dog. This is my favorite book of the series, I think. It was just so good, and the way it like wraps up the series just really did it for me. Like, it was very like wrapped up nicely in a cute little bow, even though it made me very sad that this series is over. I feel like the ending definitely gave me a lot of closure. It gave me the closure that I needed, and it just made me very happy. I loved seeing all the characters together. And yeah, I also think that these characters are so very different from each other, but have very similar problems, like at the root. They have very similar problems, and their problems are very much like my problems. And if any book can make me relate to a character, I'm automatically gonna like it a little bit more. But yeah, and also Charlie, the main character, the main male character, is the most vulnerable male main character that I have seen in a book in a while, and that was very refreshing to see. Instead of the morally gray, stoic main character, it was nice to see that he was not afraid to show his emotions and let people know how he felt about situations. That was very refreshing to see. We're almost done. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by T. Williams. You Were Cute. I gave this a 4-star. I think I just thought this book was something that it wasn't, and that's completely on me. But for what it was, I did enjoy the book. I think I just went in with different thoughts about it. We then have Lemon Cake by Tanya Longoria, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm gonna put this in You Were Cute. It was very short. It was very short and sweet and cute. It's very, 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 very spicy. I cannot stress that enough. Very, very, very spicy. But it was cute. There was really no conflict, and I really loved it, y'all. It was honestly super cute. Just very spicy. Next book, Replaying the Game by Emily Tudor. I'm gonna put this in You Were Cute because, like I said before, hockey romances are just really repetitive to me. I feel like there's not much variety when it comes to hockey romances. I feel like they're kind of all same book, different font. And this book reminds me a lot of Daydream. The reason why it's in You Were Cute, because I really did like it. I think I gave this a 4-star, so it was good. I just think it's just so much like other hockey romances, and yeah, but like I loved the characters. It was cute. The cover's so pretty. The writing was super easy to read. So for the most part, it was a good book, but yeah. Then we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I'm gonna put this in You Were Cute. I did enjoy the book. It was nice. It was very entertaining, but it was very repetitive, and it got boring after a while because it was just kind of like the same thing over and over. They were going through something, they were coming back, they didn't find what they needed. It was just very repetitive. I did really like the ending of this book though. I will say that. Then we have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I'm gonna put this in I Love You as Much as I Love My Dog. I ate this book up, and I was not expecting to. In fact, I held this book up for so long because of the fact that I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. But y'all, I gave it 5 stars. So very good, and I feel like women should really read this book. Yeah, it was really good. And I feel like it talked, especially in the time frame that this book was made, talked a lot about like social issues in general, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm definitely going to be reading The Testament sometime this year because yes. Next book is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Did I give this a 5-star? I don't remember, but I'm gonna put this in You Kind of Ate. I did like this book a lot more than I liked The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I really did like it. I read it in a day. It was super easy to read, and I really liked the story of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I liked that it was mixed media. We got like the letters, we got her, what, did we get journals? I think we did get journals, we got interviews. Like I really just enjoyed everything that book gave me, and it was fun. Next we have We Redeem the Rain by Ashley Dill. I'm gonna put this in I Love You as Much as I Love My Dog. This book oh my goodness, the stuff that our male main character had to go through is terrifying, especially for a little boy to go through. And the fact that he has to like kind of live with it throughout his entire, well, he didn't really have a choice, he had to live with it throughout his entire life, is kind of heartbreaking in a way. I think the book is very heartbreaking. I was crying by the 3rd chapter. It was very deep, and I would definitely say check your trigger warnings if you are going to read this book, but it was easily one of the easiest 5 stars that I have given ever. So yeah, I do love this book very much. This book definitely has a permanent place in my heart because of how it made me feel. Yeah. Oh, we're down to our last 9 books, somewhere around that. No Exit by Taylor Adams. I'm gonna put this in I'd rather not, because I'd rather not read this again, and I'd rather not recommend this to you guys because it just wasn't good. I loved the last word. It was a 5 star for me. This was not. I gave this a 3 star, and I feel like that is generous. It literally just felt like too much was going on in this book. And the plot twist didn't get me like the other books. I don't know, I just wasn't a fan. And that is okay because reading is subjective. But I actually do. I feel like this is one of the books where I feel like a lot of people also didn't really mesh with this book. We then have Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I'm gonna put this book in You Kinda 8. Now here's the thing. I did give this book a 5 star. Love this book, but I don't think, in my opinion, it's as good as the books that are in I Love You As Much As My Dog. Even though it is a 5 star, I love these books, and Adam Silvera can really do this thing where he makes me like characters that are so unbelievably aggravating, and he did that in this book. And I don't know, I really wanted to see how Adam Silvera did in a fantasy world setting, and he did it. He sure did. I really enjoyed this. Then we have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, and this book I'm gonna put in You Were Cute. It was cute. It did to me what it was supposed to do. Once again, it's a neurodivergent character, and I think I've said it enough. I love seeing neurodivergent characters in books because I have people who are neurodivergent in my life, and I just like seeing that representation in books. So it was nice to see that, and also to see how they kind of deal with romance and relationships. It was very interesting to see that, and I thought it was cute. The third act breakup annoyed me, but it made a lot of sense. But it did annoy me, and I did give this book a 4 star. So there's that. Then You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I'm gonna put this in I'd rather not. Don't do it, guys. I know this author is a well-loved author. I just did not like this book at all. I felt like, and I said this before, I felt like they were kind of just like throwing things on at the end that wasn't supposed to originally be in this book. And that's what was annoying me, because like it wasn't seamlessly done, in my opinion. So it was kind of just messy to me. So yeah. Next book we have is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, and I'm gonna put this book in I'd rather not. I'd rather not if this was a standalone. But honestly, the book was just really boring compared to the other two. There wasn't really any action. There wasn't any like character development. The book gave me nothing. So yeah, I gave this a 3. I think I originally gave it a 3.5, but it's now a 3. It just, I don't know. But because it's a part of a series, I had to read it, and I'm going to continue the series. But if it was a standalone, no baby. Next book, The Hero Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I'm going to put that in I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog, because this book, I felt like it was such a good ending to the original trilogy. So good. So much action. Vin and Ellen, I'm gonna cry. Vin and Ellen, the way that they kind of care for each other at the ending of the book is that's what really got me. I don't know, I just feel like the series was so well done. This book was a 5-star, and I don't know, it was just, yeah. The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This book I'm putting in I Love You As Much As I Love My Dog. This is the one that was like, it's very similar in my opinion to The Unhoneymooners, but I like this one a lot more. I read this one the other day, and I think that this one just had a lot more depth than The Unhoneymooners did, and because of that I liked it a lot more. There was just a lot more going on in this book, and I really liked it, and it was really cute, and it takes place on a resort, and I love a vacation themed book, and I read it when I was on a cruise, so you can't really get any better than that. Then I read The Christmas Catch by Toni Shiloh. I'm gonna put this in You Were Cute. It was a cute little Christmas novella, and it had to do with football, and it was a black love story, and you can't go wrong with that. It was really cute. I read it in a day. So yeah, I would recommend, honestly, I would recommend this Christmas novella, especially if you are a football fan and you are a Christian. I would recommend this novella because it focuses a lot on their love and their faith, and then it also focuses a lot on football because our main character is a football player. So yes. And then the very last book that I read in 2024 was 11/22/63 by Stephen King, and I am going to put this book in You Kinda Ate. Is that surprising? I feel like that might be surprising to people because it's Stephen King, and I read 2 Stephen King books this year, and neither of them got in my very top tier. That's crazy. The thing is, this book I don't think is a 5-star. I think I'm going to give it like a 4.5 just because the book was very long, and I honestly think it did not need to be as long as it did. I feel like there was a lot of like filler parts that we just didn't need. So yeah, but I really did like it. Stephen King's writing is so easy to read for me. I know for a lot of people it could get a little confusing. For me, it was really easy to read. I really enjoyed it. I liked seeing the story, and it was a fun concept to have him like trying to go back in time to stop the assassination of JFK. Like, it was really just a fun book to read. And I was about to say a fun little book. It wasn't little, but it was a fun book to read. But yes, this is the end of me ranking the books I read in 2024. Here is the final spread, my final ranking, yeah. So yeah, if you guys agree with any of these, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys disagree with any of these, let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys have read any of these books, tell me your opinions about them, especially if they differ from mine. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me rank all of these books, and I will see you guys next Friday. Bye.